Hey guys, Southern Male here. How you doing today? This is going to be a bit of a rant as well as a kind of an informative video, and I hope some feminists are watching out there and you share it with all your little goofy friends. The feminist movement has been pushing the issue of being in frontline combat units. Infantry units, boots on the ground units, because right now they can serve in all sorts of, even combat support and combat roles. Artillery, I believe they're allowed in armor now. Fighter pilots, bombers, helicopter pilots. There's a lot of roles that if a woman wants to be a warrior, she can be involved in. But no, that's not good enough for the feminists. They want everything opened up to them. Well, the thing I find humorous is by opening that up, the government's now preparing and getting ready to understand that there's going to be a lawsuit filed, and they're going to also have to open up to women selective service, because it would be discriminatory since they can now serve in all military roles and functions for them not to be involved with selective service. We barely maintained troop levels to handle two small conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. We get into a major conflict, we're going to have to reinstitute the draft. It's that simple. Plus, you're going to have a loss of military personnel because a lot of soldiers are going to bail, knowing that these unqualified women are now going to be the ones that they're depending on doing their jobs correctly and saving their lives. And they know fully well that they can't. Marine Corps just recently completed a testing where they had formed up some combat squads, did a 2-month-long live fire combat scenario, and had mixed units of, believe it or not, their elite forces with women and their regular riflemen in performing maneuvers and attacks and so forth. What they found was, very fascinating, is that the units that had women infused in them could not move locations to a new location as quickly as the standard units. It seemed like those poor little women was having too big of a problem carrying 150 pounds worth of gear on their back and keeping up with their male counterparts, so the male counterparts had to slow down and wait for them. Once they arrived at the scene, they found out that their fire was very inaccurate. More or less, these girls were having a hard time hitting the broadside of a barn when it came to a combat scenario. They were scared. Okay? And these were experienced Marine women. They weren't rookies. Okay, but the whole thing of live combat and mortars going off around you and the possibility of you dying even in a training exercise kind of brought a whole new light that these women hadn't faced before, and it scared the crap out of them. And because they were scared, of course, their fire and so forth was way off. So they weren't hitting their targets, folks, which is not a good thing if you're in a combat situation. And the last thing that they really saw as a major problem is if you became wounded and a woman tried to remove you out of danger, she was unable to drag a 190-pound man with another 150 pounds of gear on him out to safety. So, yeah, if you get wounded and all you got for a partner is a woman, you're dead, man. You're going to lay there and bleed out before she can get you back to anybody that's going to be able to help you get you out of the fire. So, yeah, it was not a good scenario. It was, as far as the Marine Corps was concerned, a total failure, but like they said, well, if we have to, we have to. And the physical requirements today for a woman in the military, it's all substandard. They do not have to compete with a man at all. Even for something as simple as pull-ups. Women can now hang on the bar for 15 seconds, they pass. They don't have to run as fast. They don't have to be able to do as many sit-ups, so on, so on, so on. Okay? And the women say this is because we don't have as much upper body strength and this and that, and they got all the excuses in the damn world. But they're not going to have an excuse when a 200-pound enemy soldier lands on top of them in the middle of the night in a foxhole with a bayonet in his hand, trying to run her guts through. She's either going to have to grab that knife in one hand and defend herself with her other hand, this man who already has the advantage on her and is on top of her, and all of his weight can be used against her. She's going to have to be able to either A, defend herself, or B, die like a little stuck pig. Guess which one it's going to be if she can't do a pull-up. She's going to grab his hand all right and probably feel it as that knife goes into her guts. That's combat. That's what happens. That's the reason women were never there. Shouldn't be there. Now, if they were just recruiting feminists, I'd be all for it. Okay? But the real women in this world better stand up, because what's going to happen if you're under the age of 36 when this lawsuit goes through, guess what, sweetheart? You're signing up for selective service, and if a war breaks out, your butt could end up in the military. How about your daughter? At 18 years old, your daughter's thinking about college. The government may have other plans for her. She may find herself in a combat situation, hoping she survives to ever go to college. See what I'm saying? Your granddaughters could be involved. Every generation this country's had has seen war. Wake up, ladies. You need to be out in the street saying we've had enough of this feminism stuff. Feminism is no longer about equality. Period. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to cause people to die. People in the military, the experienced soldiers who have been through combat, are going to go, there ain't no damn way in hell I'm putting my life on the line because they want to skirt next to me. It's not happening. I'm out. I retire. All right? So we're going to lose competent military personnel so we can have a little girl in there. How ridiculous. I understand over in Australia, they're telling their recruiters not to recruit men, to recruit women. Good luck, Australia, if that one gets all pulled off. It's pretty simple. If the women aren't physically capable for hand-to-hand combat, if they're not physically capable for the stresses of combat, they have no business being there. Period. That's just that simple. Although I would like to see the current feminists today spend some time in combat, because, I would love to watch them grow old and gray, and not only will they have their cats and be alone, but they'll have nightmares that'll keep them awake every night of the horrors that they saw. But they want to be like the soldiers returning that are patted on the back, and given glory for what they did. There's no glory in war, ladies. It's hell. And the other people honor you for one simple fact. We know what hell you've been through. And we know what hell you're going to be going through for the rest of your life from the scars it leaves on you. And you want this for your daughters and your granddaughters? Seriously? Are you really that stupid? Right now, you got it pretty good. You better back up and enjoy it. Because if you don't stop these feminists, they're not going to be the ones over there serving. Okay? You are. Your daughters. Your granddaughters. They're not going to give a damn whether you like the idea or not. Your number comes up. Unless you're a big millionaire and your daddy can buy you out of it, you're going. And you're going to face hell. And you'll probably die. Because the fact of the matter is, they talk about domestic violence. Poor women, we're weak, we're defenseless, we can't fight off a man, he beats us. Well, in war, you're going to be fighting men. And they are going to be trying to kill you, not just beat you. Are you ready for that? Because if you truly are, you shouldn't worry about domestic violence, because you'd probably do pretty good in a fist fight. All right? You are a weak, whiny group of victims. That's all feminism is. And they're dragging the rest of you women with them. And all you women say, well, we're for equality. Show me one law in this country or at most any other Western country where you aren't equal by law. It's not there. Feminism, if you'll really pay attention to what these crazy women are doing, are pushing for some kind of superiority. And they're going to get it. And you're going to pay the price for it. They don't want... I haven't heard them complaining out there about wanting more women in trash collection or things of this nature. It just doesn't happen. But they are pushing for this combat thing. And they're going to get you and your children killed is what they're going to do. It's sad. It's truly sad. The very men that have given their lives protecting this country. Okay, and for what? For a bunch of victims? Little weak women who think they're all that and are really nothing because they want to go play war. My God, they should all sign up and the Army should just form up a special unit of nothing but brigades of women and say, there you go, ladies, enjoy yourself. But we're not going to get real soldiers killed because of your nonsense. You go fight. Don't worry, we'll put you in the heavy combat zones. We'll send you in first. It'll kind of soften up the front lines. It's ridiculous, the thinking that these women have. Just because there's not enough women in a certain field. Well, guess what? There's reasons for that. But I can guarantee you during Vietnam, there's probably just a whole shitload of draftees that say, here, you take my letter, you go for me, if you really want to fight. Wouldn't have been many takers. Feminism is dragging the American woman into the mud. And you women are the only ones who are going to be able to stand up and stop it. Us men, the laws are against us. We've just turned our backs and walked away. Okay? But I'll be honest with you. I don't give a damn if you women get out there and get killed in combat. Doesn't bother me a bit. Your stupidity has brought it on yourselves. What makes me angry is the loyal men who are going to end up dead because of you. That's what makes me angry. Because you're incompetent to do the job. You are going to get them killed. They're not going to get to go home. That, to me, is unforgivable. And may God not have an ounce of mercy on you. Because your weakness will mean their death. Because men also have another weakness. They're naturally prone to risk their lives to protect a woman. The rest of this you can ignore. It's a little personal tribute to a good buddy of mine. And, Rod, my man, we'll be together soon. Bye.